it's Luke here, and thanks for joining as always. I really appreciate your company, and if you like or even tolerate my ill-informed film ramblings, a like and subscribe is always welcome. So on my previous video, see the link, I talked through my least favourite movies that I watched in January. So let's go through my top 5. Now before I dive in, I must highlight a quick disclaimer. These movies were just amazing to me, and if they didn't work for you, I'm sorry to hear that. But that's the joy of movies, isn't it? We can all watch the same film and have wildly different opinions. But these are just my opinions. Doesn't mean I'm right, it's just how I feel. So in 5th place, we go all the way back to 1987, and we have Brian De Palma's 1930s Chicago set gangster classic, The Untouchables.
I grew up in a tough neighborhood. Sometimes a reputation follows you.
Robert De Niro is Al Capone.
There is violence in Chicago, of course, but not by me and not by anybody I employ, and I'll tell you why, because it's not good business.
Yes, this is clearly a rewatch, but to be fair, it's been at least 10 years since I last watched it. The plot is simple. We have a Prohibition era Chicago, effectively run by the king of gangsters, Robert De Niro's wonderfully played Al Capone, while Kevin Costner's Elliot Ness has sworn to take him down with a small band of his untouchable cops. What we have here is a wonderful example of storytelling, action and incredible set pieces. I'm talking the train station scene here. This is just a beautiful example of old school storytelling done right. I'm sure you've all seen this, but if you haven't, pause the video now and get to it. And in 4th place we have Werner Herzog's 1979 take on the classic Nosferatu.
The knife is old and could be dirty.
I watched this for the first time recently expecting a low-budget slice of nonsense. How wrong I was. In fact, I was so moved by this film that I actually made a review video, please see the link, that frankly doesn't do it justice. I even tracked down the soundtrack, which to me really makes this film what it is. Overall, this isn't a horror movie. This is more a study of empathy and loneliness. Due to my instant love of this film, I'm a little bit scared to see the new version. And in 3rd place from 2023, we have an incredible piece of African cinema, Lo Capitano, or Me Captain in English, and to me this is a hugely important movie. The story itself sees 2 Senegalese teenage cousins leaving their home in Dakar to reach Italy and escape poverty. This is against all the advice of family, friends and locals. The pair then travel across the country and frankly through hell to try and reach a better life. The film shows abuse, corruption and the scale of the African migrant crisis and how lowlifes feed on the helpless. It's a truly disturbing movie, but a really important one. This is not a date night movie. And in 2nd place in 2011, we have the Cannes Award winner, Police. Now this film is all around the activities of the Child Protection Unit in Paris. It's a very challenging watch, and ultimately it looks at the effect these cases have on the police themselves. It's a really difficult film to see, as I mentioned, but it's really worth watching. And in 1st place from 1971, we have Wake in Fright.
New to the Yabba?
Yes.
Staying long?
No, just tonight.
Oh, that's hard luck. Want to see a bit more of the Yabba than that.
And I'm not even sure how to describe this movie, but I'll have a try. So Wake in Fright is a movie about John Grant, who's a teacher working in the remote Australian town of Timbonda. He wants to go and visit his girlfriend in Sydney, so he stops off in the town of Bundiyabba for one night. He loses all his money gambling very quickly and he's stranded in this town. He is then swept up with a group of hard-drinking, hard-living, crude, vicious, horrible men, and effectively his vacation descends into drunkenness, brutality, rape, gruesome hunts, kangaroo massacres. Now, this is not an easy watch. It's about toxic masculinity, drinking culture, who cares attitude. And this film is more horrible than nearly every horror movie I've seen recently. According to Nick Cave, it's the best and most terrifying film about Australia in existence. And I think I might have to agree. So that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 films of January, and I'll see you all in the next one. As always, please don't be afraid to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Take care.